Hey guys, Mr. Mimikyu here, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing the #1 team in the Great League according to Pogo Grind, which consists of Registeel, Sableye, and Altaria. This team is pretty amazing. It is one of the top teams. It's actually #1 on Pogo Grind's top teams for Great League, and if you want to go check out that video, I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below. But without further ado, here my opponent with a Galarian Stunfisk. I accidentally used 2 shields on the first turn. Here I try to catch a Hydro Cannon but failed to do so with Altaria. They have a lot of energy. I'm thinking, oh dang, they have Sludge Wave, and we make it to the Sky Attack on what believes to be a CMP to the first Hydro Cannon, and sure enough I was right, and oh my gosh, this was just very close. Like, oh man, it was so pressurizing. Here they have a Skarmory, and because we were able to get to the Sky Attack, which is kind of surprising, and even though it doesn't do a lot because Skarmory's one tanky mofo, here they're probably going to throw in the Brave Bird and then dip out back into G-Fisk, which I throw the Foul Play onto the Sack Swap. Didn't have to, but oh well. Here they just have the Skarmory left. I hope I can get a debuff with Zap Cannon. If not, I'm screwed. And thank goodness we did. And of course, this Brave Bird is not going to kill us. We're going to survive in the red HP. And we're going to just Focus Blast the Skarmory back to Smithereens where it belongs. And boom! One-shotting the Skarmory. Next match, we got a Tentacruel. You know how to play it out. You know Tentacruel. They switch into Mew. Now, this Mew actually caught me off guard here. They built up to 7. I'm thinking, Surf and Wild Charge. Holy crap, they're running Overheat. And that really surprised me. Here I decided to shield to be safe. It ends up becoming Wild Charge. Not like it really mattered because they had -2 on the attack. Now that they have like double nuke moves on the Mew, it really like hurt them a lot. They bring back in the Tentacruel. We throw in the Foul Play to do some decent damage. Here we throw in the next. They don't even throw the Scald, which is kind of surprising though. Like, you could throw the Scald at any time. They sneak a Poison Jab through, like, you know, fast move consistency. We try to farm down and all they have left is a Whiscash. We could just let the Sableye go as it's done its job, and we can wait our switch clock. Not really. We can just go into Altaria, and I throw in the Sky Attack to draw in their last shield, which they do. That's fine by me. And here I shielded just in case it was a Blizzard, and sure enough it was. So thank goodness that shield was important, because if we have not done it, we would have lost the match and got screwed over. And then we could just farm down. It was all fun and games. Here we have Medicham. Medicham's kind of a versatile Pokemon when it comes to this team, because it has Ice Punch for Altaria. It could do super effective against Registeel with Power Up Punch / Dynamic Punch. We throw in the Zap Cannon. We don't get the attack debuff. Here we catch what I believe in another Power Up Punch. They bring in Mandibuzz. We can tank Foul Plays no problem. Mandibuzz doesn't have a lot of attack though. We tank the Foul Play very well. We go for the Moonblast, and sure enough they end up getting their final shield. Like, so basically they've lost shield advantage though, which is kind of cruelsome for them. Here we could just farm up. I got a little cocky. I know for a fact that if I threw right away, I wouldn't have like extra energy to throw against the Medicham or whatever they have in the back, but it's all fine and dandy because we could just take down the Mandibuzz. They bring in Trevenant to do some big damage with the Sky Attack. Pretty in the red, we can just snipe with Sableye, and they surrendered. Next match, we got a Charm, Alola, and Ninetales. This match I really effed up so bad. Like, dang, oh my gosh, I just don't want to be reminded about it, because, you know, like, we resist everything they have, you know, like, Weather Ball is resisted, Psyshock is resisted, Dazzling Gleam is resisted. I could have just clicked on the Focus Blast rather than just farming them down, because, like, holy crap, those Charms, even when resisted, they do a lot of damage though. We're able to survive with 1 HP, get off whatever they bring in. It ends up becoming a Medicham, which really screwed us over. We could have just gone into Altaria, but nope, we went into Sableye. because like I know for a fact that Medicham nowadays carry Ice Punch as opposed to Dynamic Punch. They would also have Psychic though, because that is like the standard moveset for Medicham in the Great League. We throw the Foul Play just so they wouldn't have to sneak in an extra Smackdown, because you know Bastiodon, it's very slow with its charge moves, because like all of its charge moves require 7 Smackdowns, or 9 if you plan to run Flash Cannon. But what's the point of running Flash Cannon, because it's just kind of silly to do so. And of course, because we're down on shields, they bring back in the Medicham. They go for a power-up punch. I click on the Sky Attack on the CMP, which ended up becoming an Ice Punch, and I was very upset. And if I had not thrown, I probably would have won the match, maybe, I don't know. But even then, I probably would have lost though. But that's okay, you can't win them all though. Next match, we got Raticate, and because Raticate got a buff, those quick attacks are going to charge very quickly. They bring in Trevenant, I bring in Altaria. I could have gone into Sableye just to be safe, and they end up throwing the Shadow Ball, and holy crap, it does a lot of damage. Like, my goodness, Trevenant has like a lot of attack, you know, like with its stats, and very good at baiting with Seed Bombs and all that shenanigans. Here we shielded the Seed Bomb, not like it really matters, because I wanted to preserve switch advantage over anything really, because that's the whole point. They bring back in the Raticate to do some big damage with the Moon Blast. Oh my gosh, that did a lot of damage. Here we can just bring in Registeel. They bring in Nidoqueen. I go for the Foul Play, do some good damage, and of course we draw out their last shield, which is fine, because you know, here I got kind of pressurized, because I thinking, they'll use Earth Power, but dang it, we got baited. Like, that's the one thing I hate about Nidoqueen, is when they bait you with the Poison Fang, because like, you know, it can like lower your defense and all that stuff. Here we could just throw in the Foul Play, and it ends up taking them down, which is kind of surprising. I went 16-9 with this team, and my opponent led with Dewgong, which is not something you expect. We hard countered them with Sableye when they swapped in the Medicham. You know how we go it out here. We can just full Foul Plays, and to tell you the truth, like the team number 1, according to Pogo Grind, this team was just awesome though. And of course, we do have a bonus battle against him, which you'll be seeing at the end of the video. And he was trying out the Diggersby double fairy line, and honestly, it really caught me off guard though. But what can I say? It's just kind of epic though. Here we threw in the return against the Dewgong. We can just go into Registeel, pressurize them. They throw in the Water Pulse. It did absolutely nothing. All they have left is a Trevenant. They know it's game over, because you know, like, they can't do anything about it. I shielded, I got baited again. My goodness, like, this was probably the second match I probably was baited. First with the Poison Fang on Nidoqueen, and then this. Here I let it go. It ends up becoming a Shadow Ball. Like, it's just not good though. Like, oh my goodness, they failed to get the Seed Bomb, and they just quit. And of course, next match we got a Shadow Bramble, and to be honest though, like, the downside about when using these Pokemon is that my Sableye doesn't have like the optimal IVs for the Great League, as the rank 1 Purified Great League Sableye is 3 attack, 14 defense, 15 stamina, which is basically like the best overall Sableye that you can get when purified. Like, if you get like a 1 attack, 12 defense, anywhere between 13 to 15 on the stamina, then you can purify and get the move return, because like Shadow Sableye is a spice pick for the Great League. However, I do not recommend you using it, because you do get that 20% boost to your attack, but you're better off running return. Here my opponent had a Buzzwole. I'm not saying it's a cheat, but because they got in the second one for their field research due to buying the ticket. Here we end up throwing a Foul Play, and they ended up shielding. Like, what the heck? Why would you shield a Foul Play? Here we can just go in Registeel and just go for a Flash Cannon. They have no chance of going for Superpower, and we just KO'd them. Nailed it. And of course, our next match is Pelipper. Now, this opponent just really caught me off guard. They're not even attacking with Pelipper, which is like, huh? Why aren't they attacking? We can just go for a Zap Cannon, do some big damage, and then we say goodbye to the Pelipper. Boom, shakalaka. They have Swampert. We throw in the Focus Blast, and we end up getting their first shield, we can go into Altaria. They have Empoleon in the back. They know they effed up so bad because, you know, it's all bad stuff for them. They throw in the Drill Peck. Thank goodness they don't have Blizzard though, but I'm like in a debate whether or not if I should or should not use Metal Claw and Empoleon. Sure, you get 1 extra energy per turn, however you lose like a little bit of extra damage that Waterfall does. Plus, like, you could get to your charge moves not quite as quick, but you get what I'm saying, because like Waterfall generates 2.67 energy, while Metal Claw generates 3 energy per turn. And to be honest, I don't think Metal Claw is worth it. Like, we were hoping for it to get a buff, and it didn't. They can just go for a Hydro Cannon. We throw in the Foul Play, and they're probably just going to shield, and then we can just let the Sableye go down, go into Registeel, farm up to the Focus Blast to do some big damage to the Swampert. Here we can just shield whatever, just in case it's an Earthquake, but it's a Hydro Cannon, which is fine because we could just throw in the Focus Blast and take down the Swampert, and Registeel is a Swampert counter confirmed. Here we have is a Bastiodon. You know how to play it out. They're probably going to switch into Sableye. We bring in Altaria. There's no reason to like throw in the Moonblast right away. We can tank a Foul Play. Not like Sableye would ever have Power Gem, only if you're running the Shadow version, which I highly suggest you shouldn't, as I had said before, since like Shadow Sableye is a spice pick. They bring back in the Bastiodon. We can go for a Moonblast in hopes for the attack debuff. Unfortunately, we did not get it, which is okay. We can just let our switch clock go out. You know, it's all fun and games. Bring in Registeel. They bring in Medicham. We bring in Sableye, and of course, this is hard counter for them. They like screwed up so bad, you know, it's all like, haha, we just hard counter you, boy. Oh my goodness. Like, there's nothing they can do. They can just spam Ice Punch. We can just shield once here and go for the Foul Play. We could like stack close to back. You know, it's all fun and games. We throw in the first, take down the Sableye. We can throw one against the Bastiodon, let Sableye go down, and then we can like go into Registeel, go for the Focus Blast. They know this game is over as we say bye-bye to the Bastiodon. Nailed it. I'm telling you, the rank 1 team according to Pogo Grind is just awesome. Here we have is a Dunsparce, and oh my god, Dunsparce is kind of a core breaker because it does super effective against Registeel and Altaria. It's like a Great League Excadrill, but not as glassy because it has a lot of HP. They shielded the Focus Blast. We go for the second Focus Blast to get their second shield. Holy crap. And we end up catching the Drill Run. Like, dang, are they trying to keep this thing alive? Like, gosh darn. Like, oh man. Here we let the Rock Slide go. I decided to shield. Maybe it's silly, but maybe we could get some use. We tried to get to the Sky Attack, but we couldn't. That's okay. I'm not like mad at it. You know what? We could just let the Altaria go down. I don't care if I lose switch advantage, but because we had drawn out both of their shields, we can let our switch clock go down. We can bring in Registeel, hard farm them with lock on, lock them down, you know, all that jazz. They bring in Swampert, and they're gonna get like decimated by the Focus Blast. They'll survive with like close to 1 HP, which they do. They try to get to a Hydro Cannon and failed, and they know they probably lost. And oh man, I was like laughing my head off when I saw that. They got a Vigoroth here, and the problem is that with Vigoroth is that you want to throw the Focus Blast to draw in their shield. I tried to catch the Bulldoze with Altaria and failed to do so. We can let the Body Slam go, and oh my goodness, Vigoroth is just so spammy. Like, you know, like, we all know how spammy Vigoroth is with the Body Slams, and we all know Vigoroth, oh my goodness, it survives with a sliver of HP. We can shield up the Body Slam to preserve health so that I can keep my Altaria healthy. They have a Hypno. We got to the Moonblast. I don't think we're going to get the attack debuff, but that's okay. And they just farm us down with Confusion. Here I bring in Sableye, they bring in Swampert, and this is kind of bad. I know for a fact that I didn't want to bring in Registeel, because if I brought in Registeel, that would have been problematic for me, because what if they had Fire Punch or even Focus Blast for that matter, because like Focus Blast would have done like a lot of damage to Registeel, and we just farmed them down. Our next opponent has Trevenant. Now this match I kind of screwed up as well. They have a Drapion, which really caught me off guard, as you can see here. They throw in the Crunch, and I don't know if they did get the defense drop. They did, and this is where it caught me off guard. I was like, 4? What the heck? Ends up becoming Aqua Tail, which you usually don't see Aqua Tail on Drapion. I throw in the Foul Play, and they called it. Holy smokes. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, good call by them, but still, that was just pressurizing. Like, oh my god, it really, really upset me. We lost Switch advantage, and we're both on one shield, and just really, really ticked me off. Like, oh my goodness, they crunched me, and no defense drop. They got to a second crunch. I could have shielded, but even then, I don't think it would have been necessary. Here, I've thrown the Zap Cannon in hopes for attack debuff, and sure enough, we did. We go for a Focus Blast, which they ended up shielding. Like, what the heck? Who the heck shields a Focus Blast from a Registeel? That's double resisted, and they have a Skunk Tank, and we all know this game is over. There's nothing I can do. Like, oh my gosh. Like, the double poison, double dark strategy, like, it's a cool strategy, but what can you do against Galarian Stunfisk? Here they bring in Trevenant, and this is where I misplayed. I shielded, and I got baited. That's the third bait from Trevenant. Are you kidding me? And I was like very mad about it, but that's okay. You can't win them all, as I had said before. The dominance about this number 1 team is that it really pressurizes, although the problem is the safety mainly, because like Altaria is pretty tanky though. Like, I'm lucky I got myself a rank 27 for the Great League, which I was very happy for, although I do kind of wish I got like a better like attack IV Registeel. Well, actually not better IV, but better on the defense and stamina, which if I wanted to get like optimal PvP IVs for Registeel, I would have to trade with a friend in order to do that. And with PvP IVs on Registeel, you can actually have more defense and stamina. Same thing with Sableye, and they try to catch the Focus Blast on the Nidoqueen, but thank goodness I managed my energy. So that means I have a Focus Blast loaded for the Abomasnow, they shield up the Nidoqueen, and I'm thinking, Earth Power? And we called the Poison Fang. Oh me goodness. That was awesome, and we can just foul play them down. They can't do anything about it, and they just surrendered. Next match is Slurpuff, which recently got a buff in terms of Fairy Wind. It has Flamethrower, which does super effective damage to Registeel. You know, let's see how much a Flamethrower does, but we shielded the first because I was scared of seeing how much it does. We go for a Zap Cannon and does some big damage. We get the attack drop, which is nice, because if we didn't, that Flamethrower would have gone through like more than half of Registeel's HP, which got it under half. Well, now it's at 49% HP thanks to the Fairy Wind. We throw in the Focus Blast, they shield it. We can let the Flamethrower go. You know, we're gonna like preserve much as we can. We go for the second Focus Blast, and we end up getting both shields. Like, oh my goodness, are you trying to preserve Switch advantage here? I decided to call the Flamethrower, which it was. Holy crap. Like, here they have a Zoom Roll, and to be honest, this opponent, like, you know, double fairy strategy is interesting and all, but what can you do against like Nidoqueen or even like Registeel for that matter? Like, sure, with Flamethrower, you can have coverage against Registeel. With Energy Ball, you have coverage against the rock types, but there's no reason to run both Flamethrower and Energy Ball on the Slurpuff, because then you're like completely walled by fire types, not to mention Dragon, even though you are doing super effective with that Fairy Wind. They have their own Sableye, we have Altaria. We all know how this plays out. They can just throw foul plays, and I know for a fact they wouldn't run Power Gem, as I had said before, since Purified ones run Return, while non-Purified ones run Power Gem, and we can just secure the KO. Our next opponent has Dubwool. Now, with the recent addition to Double Kick added to Dubwool's moveset, it really made it a prominent Great League Mon. Here they throw right away, which is just a body slam, which is like, what the heck? Why are they throwing the body slam? Here I throw in the Focus Blast. We draw in our first shield there from them. Here I shielded myself just in case it was Wild Charge. It ends up becoming a payback, so that means like Dubwool has like coverage against ghost types. Like, you know, like you could also run Tackle now that Tackle has a buff so that you have same type attack bonus. Although with Double Kick you get like more energy. Here we let the payback go because, you know, like Registeel has done its job. We can just go into Altaria. We can tank a Body Slam no problem because Altaria is pretty tanky. We throw in the Sky Attack to do some big damage to my opponent, nearly one-shotting them. They bring in Nidoqueen. We could just stay in. There's no reason to run Moonblast against it because it is resisted due to that poison typing. Here we throw in the Sky Attack to do some big damage against the Nidoqueen, almost taking them down. Here we can just let this go because I think they're probably going to bait, which I was correct. They have a Trevenant in the back. We could just throw the foul play and that's just game over for them. They can't do anything about it. We could just farm down and they surrendered. Last and final but not least, the bonus battle against Pogo Grind. And he was running the Diggersby Double Fairy line as I had mentioned during the session of the video. Like, the Double Fairy line really caught me off guard. Like, oh my gosh, like, it really caught me off guard. Like, holy smokes. Like, here I throw in the Sky Attack against the Slurpuff, do some big damage against it. We throw in the second, and we end up drawing their first shield, which is nice, and there's nothing I can do here. Like, I could go in the Registeel, but then again, what if he throws in the Flamethrower? I know for a fact that I was like being silly in this match. I could have just shielded up the Sableye, but I didn't because I'm not stupid. Here they have the Flamethrower loaded. I shielded. They bring back in the Diggersby. Focus Blast doesn't one-shot because it's an XL Diggersby. What can you expect? I'm not that stupid enough to know. I'm thinking he's going to bait me, but nope, he's full sends the Earthquake, and yeah, there's no win con. I can't win this. They're going to shield the Focus Blast, and then like I can't win this, but good game there, Pogo Grind. Very well played to you. This is Mr. Mimikyu. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And until next time, peace out.